Awesome. Just this is amazing. Awesome. I have all you guys here. We're right around the corner from playing a game. Fall camp is kind of winding down because they've started school. The temperature's kind of ramped up. I mean, 108 to 111 degrees around parts of Tucson today, and 104 when we ended. That's fantastic. I think it's part of the advantage of living in Tucson and being built that way. And it'll be hot on the night of the 5th. It'll be hot on the morning of the 12th. So our first two games will be set up for what we've trained and prepared for. I'm excited to see Team 123 play. The greatest thing about this time of year, nobody knows if they have a good football team. I mean, North Carolina and TCU are boarding Aer Lingus today to fly to Ireland to figure out if they're going to have good football teams or not. I mean, there's a lot of teams that have the making of good football teams, and I think we're one of them, but you don't know until you go out there and actually get to run in front and hit somebody else, because we got a bunch of guys that are getting grumpy running into each other. But we have the best quarterback in the country, and I'm excited as heck to watch these kids play. So less is more. So I'm ready for questions.
Thank you, Coach. We'll start with Brian and then Michael.
Well, you said people in general don't know if they have a good team, but do you feel like this camp you accomplished what you were looking for as far as getting your defense ready?
Yeah, I mean we've I think they've worked tremendously hard. We beat them up pretty good. And now we're on the backside of getting them ready to play a football game. I mean, we're a week and 3 days away from having an opportunity to go play NAU, and Casino del Sol Stadium should be freaking packed. I would hope so. I mean, I want, Chief Olson, our chief here at the University of Arizona Police Department. I mean, they're talking if we continue down the trend we're going, having anywhere from 117 to 127 police officers at every football game. That's fantastic. I mean, between the UAPD, Tucson PD, Arizona State Police, Miranda PD, I mean, Oro Valley PD, all those come together, and what an amazing job they do. I mean, Tucson is a fantastic place to live. It's a safe place to live because of the things that those people give up for us. And so they gave me this hat. I mean, it's a great honor. And they keep our campus safe the first week of campus. So we use some military tactics to get them ready, like you talked about. I think we have good enough players up front to be really aggressive. And we've got some guys in the secondary that I think can cover man-to-man maybe better than we had last year when we go man-to-man. Now, some of the intricacies that we're doing, we're still making some mistakes that we need to clean up over the next 10 days. But we made these same mistakes last year. And I remember sitting up here after sitting here the week after Hawaii, we give up 290 yards. We give up 141 because we don't know what to do and how to do it. We make assignment mistakes. I think we're further along in that aspect of it than where we were a year ago at this point. But, I mean, my opinion, finishing 19th in the country in total defense, that's average. That's okay. Around here, it's unbelievable because of what they've done statistically. That's just okay to me. We have greater aspirations, and I think we have a group, and we'll see what happens in a week from now.
Michael and Justin.
You guys finished second in the nation in takeaways last year. I think first in takeaways per game. But with that statistic, there's usually some sort of regression.
Now I heard you ask Coach Brengel that the other day. Okay.
I want to know, what is your opinion about? Can you guys repeat that?
What have you looked at in my history of being a DC?
I'm still researching.
Okay. Research 2015, 2016, 2017, 2018. I think in 2016 we had 34. 2015 went 31, 34, 30. So I don't think there's a magic turnover drill. I don't think there's a magic way to make things happen. The way turnovers happen is, one, your guys have to know what to do and how to do it. All 11 to the ball in a bad humor, because if we're being violent as hell and we're hitting the guys every time the ball's in the air, all of a sudden receivers get shorthanded and you get tip balls in the air. If we're around the quarterback like we were last year, we were one of the top teams in the country in tackles for loss and quarterback pressures, not sacks, quarterback pressures. But I'll give up a sack 10 times out of 10 to get an interception. They start throwing you the football. So we do a bunch of stuff outside there. I think you can train ball security. I don't think you can train turnovers. Turnovers happen because you have good enough players that choose a violent manner, and that's the way they play. That's what we've done in the realm of playing. So that's the expectation. Expectations don't matter if the standard never changes. Our standard never changes. So, I mean, we talked about 93, 94, not good. 98, 99, not good. 23, 24, not good. If the standard never changes, the expectations don't matter. There's a lot of expectations for this team. If we keep down the red line mantra, this team will be just fine. If we keep down the red line mantra and we play with a bad humor, turnovers will happen. So, now will I sit there and watch turnovers week after week? I don't. I didn't last year either. We took the ball away great against Hawaii because we got pressure on Michael Alejado, and I think he's a great quarterback. If we can get pressure on Ty Pennington, hopefully we can get him to make some mistakes, and then we have to have guys in the secondary that can make those plays. So, do a lot of times teams see if Southern misses up there next year. See if the other teams that were Texas Tech, I think they've done a great job. See where they're at. See if they play with the same humor. They have really good personnel. Can't wait till Halloween. Now we got 6 more opportunities before then, but that'll be fun as heck.
Justin and then Jason.
Quinn Olson is a guy that has really emerged in the last 6 months, going back to the spring. What have you seen out of him, and how has he gone about putting himself in a position to potentially start?
Quinn Olson was a really good high school football player's quarterback. Quarterbacks and running backs usually translate to being good players on defense. Quarterbacks are hit and miss whether or not they're going to be good football players on our side of the ball. He's shown some violent tendencies. He's really smart. He can cover. We put him against the number 3 receiver. He can cover anybody on our football team, and I think we have some of the best football receivers in the Big 12 and further than that in the country. Gio's different. Chris Hunter's different. R.J. Mosley, I think I said in the spring, he's going to be one of the best receivers to ever play here. If he continues down his process, he's going to make a ton of plays this year. So, with that being said, yes, I can't. I'm just super excited, and we'll see you next Saturday.
Jason and then David.
What have you seen from Cooper throughout camp, and just what do you make of his process from when he got here to now?
Cooper's very similar to Everett. The pass rush ability off of his tape, and the same thing that Everett did in Memphis, that was kind of what was the initial draw to those guys. Cooper, both those kids can run really fast. Cooper off the edge is probably technically a little more advanced than what Riley Wilson was at this point last year. Maybe not as savvy inside blitzing with what he does. He has the tools. He just needs to continue getting reps at it. But what Cooper and Everett have done off the ball has been really impressive. And it gives us an opportunity to do some different things and different disguises with those guys in there. When we go with our 20 personnel package, we've got 20 big, 20 speed. I mean, you put Trey and Prince or Trey and Kevin Moore in there with those 4 linebackers. 4 linebackers being Tay, Chase, Everett, Cooper. You have a combination of Tay and Dash. I mean, we've got some interesting opportunities to create problems for people by matchups. And it's really nice when you have the advantage of the matchup. Cooper gives us a big advantage in some of the things that we're going to do with our personnel packages. Zach Cialepa gives us a huge advantage inside short yardage. I can't wait to see somebody block Zach Cialepa. I mean, Zach Cialepa is finally a thing. It's taken 2 years. I was thinking that he would be around 350 at this point right now. He's like 363. And I actually think that's probably the right weight for him. He's changed the structure of his body, which is give him all the credit. I don't want to say give him all the credit. He made the choice to do it. Tara, our new nutritionist, Hannah, Jackie was here before, Colin, and all the strength staff have provided Zach with the tools, but Zach chose to make a difference. And so we have 9 to 11 D linemen that I think can play in a Big 12 football game, and we're going to rotate them like that. And if we can keep those guns coming fresh, our pass rush should be pretty good. If we can get pass rush with a 4-man rush, we could be really dangerous. So that's yet to be seen, though. It's yet to be proven.
David and Damian.
Coach, you obviously didn't have Jacob Manu as a freshman, but you got him when he was a little bit more advanced. What differences do you see with Dash and him?
50 pounds. Jacob Manu was 230 pounds. Dash is 185. The schematic piece and the natural football player, very similar. I think they're both very explosive. Dash is every bit as powerful and explosive as Jacob. Jacob just has a little bit more mass behind him. They're both very quick twitch. They were both really good blitzers. And it's really neat. Jacob Manu's getting married and sent us an invitation, which will be there. I mean, I think that's fantastic. And when you build those relationships, and I tell this to all of our kids in the recruiting process, you make a decision to come to the University of Arizona. Your kids, your grandkids, they're going to mess with Coach G and Mrs. G. That's just how it goes. And I'm really proud of what Manu's doing up there. And Dash has been able to learn from Jacob as a young age. Dash Fafita, and people can say what they want, Dash Fafita is not here because Noah's his brother. Dash Fafita is here because I thought he was a great football player in the Trinity League. And I was all in. Now, I've done my whole career at places, whether it be New Mexico, San Diego State, where we had to project and evaluate kids. And before the transfer portal, people were screwed because they couldn't take them off our campus. It's really hard for G6 programs that do a great job in evaluation now because we can recruit them right off their campus. Not legally, but it happens. And it's not coming from the coaches. It's coming from every single person that's telling that kid in the country, hey, go get in the portal and get a Power 5 offer. And if they're in the portal, we're going to recruit them if they help our football team. Dash Fafita, he's going to be special because he's a good football player. He's explosive. And I don't care what they look like. Brown, white, yellow, purple, 6'8", 5'9", 5'8", 5'7", whatever. I don't care. I want freaking guys that are choose violence and play like mad dogs. And he's one of them. So the similarities are they're both great football players. They grew up together. But Jacob has a little bit more mass than Dash. But people will be celebrating Dash when he's dancing in the background over quarterback. So, well, he better not get a penalty, but when he's in the back having fun doing that stuff. And now you can celebrate in college football, which is awesome. You can't taunt, but receivers can spin the ball and have fun. They'll let you do a little bit of exciting. I mean, that's kind of cool for them. Just if you celebrate with a teammate, you're never wrong. But if you do nonsense and you get a penalty, nobody's worth 15 yards. Ask Coach Wade. Last year against Houston, he got a 15-yard penalty on a third down. Nobody's worth that. Learn from your mistakes. Own it, fix it.
What will Dash's ultimate playing weight be, do you think?
190. If he can hold 200 pounds, great. Dash is, and there's a lot of kids on our team. If you expected Dash Fafita to play 90 plays a game, he'd get worn out in the Big 12. If you expected Trey Smith to play 70 plays a game, he'd get worn out in the Big 12 because when you're getting 300-pounders and Dash is in that realm of knocking you around and hitting you for 70 straight plays, you're not going to last. So that's why I'm excited that we have 9 to 11 guys, and then we have 8 to 10 in the linebacker room that we can rotate. I think the top 7, 8 in the linebacker room are really, really good, elite in the Big 12, and then 8, 9, 10, 11 are good enough to win with. So those guys, 8, 9, 10, 11, if they want to play, they need to execute and prove it. And all that does is make our football team better.
Damien in the back, and then Justin.
So if you were to take a look at all fall camp tape, and you actually did find a defender without his helmet on in non-TV timeouts, what would the punishment be?
It's different. Got to be politically correct. Now, I'm 364's Cherokee, so we use the term Indian run, where you start in the back and you run to the front, okay? Whatever the term is that makes that, I mean, I don't think it's offensive. I think we're going to run. We're going to run in one way or another to be in shape, to give ourselves the best chance to be successful. And I think the way to get a message across, I mean, one guy starts in the back and he's got to sprint to the front, and then the next guy falls off and he's got to sprint to the front. I think that's a great way to build, because they're talking as they're doing the entire thing. And I use that a lot, because the best way to be great on defense, and when I talk about all 11 to the ball in a bad humor, you have to have the cardiovascular conditioning to do it. 2 weeks out from the football game, you're not getting in better shape cardiovascular wise than where you are. Our max of how we're going to be able to run was last Saturday. But now you've got to ramp up the intensity and maintain it for the next 16 weeks. So We do all kinds of different things, and we I guess barter is the right word, on conditioning drills all the time. If they don't hit over 91% on a certain drill, then we make them pay. But if they do, then the coaches pay. So there's incentive to do a lot of fun things. And I think it's one of those things, if you have their best interest in mind and they believe you do, they're willing to run through a wall for you. If they think you don't care, then they're just going to give you a half-tail effort. And so we do all those things all the time. And how you do anything is how you do everything. I'm a firm believer in that. From the second you get up in the morning, how you wake up and make your bed is how you're going to learn the playbook. And we stress that over and over.
Justin and Jason?
Cooper Blomstrom is another guy that has positioned himself into potentially being a starter. What have you seen out of him since he's been here?
Don't want to give him a hard time.
Well,
No, I'm willing to answer it because I love Cooper, but Cooper is
as far as like what has separated him, because I know that was a position that was competitive. What allowed him to separate himself?
his drive, his speed. Cooper's a Georgetown graduate. I give him a hard time all the time when he makes a mistake because University of Arizona's a better degree than Georgetown. I tell him that all the time. He does things in a full-speed manner. He's a 20-plus mile-an-hour guy, and he's physical as all get out. Athletically, he can bend the corner as good as Chase Kennedy. He is, our linebackers look like they're supposed to look. They're 6'3", 6'4". They're 200. Chase weighed 238 pounds this morning. Cooper weighed 241. Myron's right at 230. Tay's 236. They're all 6'2" and above. I mean, our linebacker room looks like you want them to look. And they can bend. They're athletic. They're twitchy, but they're super powerful. All those kids are 315-plus power cleaners. I think Cooper was a 345 power cleaner. So if they play with the right leverage, they're going to cause the Tristan Bounds and the Deuce and the Lottos of the world a lot of problems. And that's why I think our offensive line has a chance to do some really good things because of what they're going against every single day in practice. Because we have some really powerful kids, and I mean the Noah Fafita rule. I had to give Kedrick Reesno a hard time this morning. You know, I run the Secret Service on Noah. Like, he's got as good as freaking protection as anybody in this country. And Kedrick Reesno got a little bit too close yesterday as a running back. Put a hit out on Ked if I have to about staying away from Noah. I mean, all those fun things. So, I mean, we have a lot of fun with it, but I think Cooper gives those guys a chance to get better.
Kennedy, we've seen some other guys that go from edge rusher to playing linebacker. What goes into that process of being more of an off-the-ball guy?
You have to be a natural football player. You have to understand how plays are going to hit. And I don't think that's something that you can necessarily teach and be good at. You can tell them where pullers are going. You can tell them the design of plays. But really, really good football players, the Dash Fafitas, the Maxes, the Tay Browns, they naturally see where the ball's going to hit, and they know how to make people miss. Because if you take on an offensive lineman every single time, the law of nature, they're going to beat your tail because they're 330 pounds, we're 230. But if you get the right tools and you're powerful enough and you play with leverage, now all of a sudden you're striking, you're becoming the hammer. Now you can dip and rip. Now you can stack them. In our bear, you can go under him. It doesn't matter how we do it. We don't give that guy rules. That guy is an opportunity to make plays. If he don't make the right choice, we don't teach him, we bench him. I mean, it's that simple. You have to be a natural football player in that realm. And so I think Everett and Cooper and Chase has gotten so much better than 2 years ago when we moved him to linebacker in mid-October. Cooper from the spring to now, and then Everett kind of had a natural tendency of playing off the ball when he got here. Something that we didn't see when he was at UAB or Memphis. So that was a pleasure. And Tay Brown, I'm going to give a ton of credit to Cole and Carol and our strength staff in the development of Tay Brown. Because I've sat up here for 3 years and talked about I'm going to out-recruit Tay Brown because he's white, stiff, non-athletic. He's one of the best athletes on our team. And I give him a hard time in trying to drive him. But what they've done with some of the movement pieces, Tay has become one of the twitchier kids on our defense. He's become one of the better change of direction kids, which we didn't out-recruit Tay, we developed Tay. And the development of this program, and I talked about it in the spring, we're going to get kids in our program that develop for the first 2 years, and that's our transfer portal. They'll be a part of the culture that we built and we're defending. They'll learn how we do it. They'll learn the red line mantra, and they'll be developed by the core of our staff, which I think is unbelievable. And so you got to give Tay Brown a ton of credit because he listened to what they wanted him to do. He maximized it, and there was a bunch of science behind it that oftentimes I question because in the 28 years of doing this, it's get strong, get big, get powerful. And Tay Brown is really strong, 235-pound power clean. That's a badass. Now, that is strong. We did some different things mobility-wise, squat-wise. He don't need to squat 600 pounds. He could squat 500 pounds. He could squat 400 pounds. That's plenty good. But what can we do with a split squat? What can we do with a power clean? What can we do with a hang clean? What can we do with some of those movements that make you actually change direction better? And I'm a firm believer. I mean, what Cole and Carroll and those guys did, I mean, our strength staff is elite. And we've changed kids, which I didn't know that you could do in the degree that we've done it, which is fantastic.
Our last two will be Jason, then Mike.
How beneficial has it been to have Malcolm on this defense, especially with who he's replacing?
Might be one of the best cover guys man-to-man I've ever been around. And I thought Trayden Stukes was unbelievable in coverage. Since Trayden Stukes is running with the ones right now. Malcolm could slide out and play corner, just like Trayden could. The biggest difference between Trayden and Malcolm is Trayden was 6'2", and Malcolm isn't. But he's powerful. You teach him one time to do something, he does it immediately. His learning curve is now, Tony White's one of my best friends. He's the DC at Florida State. He was the DC at Nebraska when Malcolm was there. So some very similar concepts that we do. So Malcolm's been able to grasp those fast. And then the nuances that we do that they don't, he picks them up like that. Him and Dalen are as twitchy of athletes that I've coached in a long time. I'm excited, like I said, the man-to-man cuff stuff. Dwight Boodle and Boog have been locking people down. The great thing, like the R.J. Mosleys of the world and the Trace Spiveys, they're 6'4", and they can jump out the building. Those are bad matchups for anybody. So that's why we need Zaire Heiler to come on. We need some of these other length kids that we have to be able to match up with when we have receivers like that. Boog, they ain't going to throw it at Boog. So Dwight and Tyrese, they better be ready. And I think they've had a great camp. So we'll see against NAU, and really you should make your most improvement between weeks 1 and 2. We need to make improvement between year 1 and 2. Last year, we made too many mistakes in game 1. And when the head ball coach is on the headset telling you, I've heard you say that way too many times about this guy ain't lined up right. Why did this guy do this? That's coaching. So we've got to do a better job between game 1 and game 1 of year 1 and year 2 in this scheme. That should happen. I think we're further along than we were significantly at this point last year, but we haven't played a real game with live whistles, with real referees and live bullets. So I'm excited. I cannot wait to watch Team 123 next Saturday. Come on, Tucson, fill this place up. Have fun. 6:30 at night. The sun will be gone. Over there where you guys sit in the shade and play on your phones while we're practicing, it'll be fantastic. They can sit over there and do all that nonsense, and it'll be awesome. So were you guys in the shade at 6:30? It was perfect. And that's on the east sideline. So spread the word. Write it in the Daily Star. Write it on the Wildcat Authority. Write it on AZ Desert Swarm. Put it out there. Come to the game. It's not going to be hot. It may say 110 on the thermometer, but it won't feel like that. And when you're having fun and it's a safe environment because of the UAPD and everything that we're doing, and Zone and Zoo is going to be wild, and you can yell and scream at NAU all you want and keep it nice and friendly and not really, but be safe. And let's fill this place up. The Casino del Sol Stadium should be a freaking hard place to play in the Big 12.
Okay, last one. We've seen Myron Robinson do like a little more and a little more over the course of camp. What are your expectations for him this season?
He's doing a phenomenal job with attacking his rehab. He should be cleared to practice full speed hopefully next week. If he can practice next week, he's kind of on the Traden Stukes plan. If you watch Myron against Cincinnati last year, he's going to be one hell of a football player. He is probably there's going to be 4 or 5 kids that get pissed off at this. He's probably the fastest linebacker. He is by GPS. I mean, he's proven that. You can't teach 22 miles an hour speed at 230 pounds. You can direct it, and if it's going in the right direction, it's going to destroy a lot of things. It's going to destroy 2 linemen and a running back like he did against Cincinnati last year several times. But nobody in this world, even at the elite level of the NFL, that's why as we get into the last preseason game, you're going to see a lot more of the everyday guys get the first 2 series. You can't play this game and be elite and be efficient if you don't practice. It's impossible. It is impossible. If you are a really, really good football player and you don't practice Tuesday and Wednesday, you're going to be average on Saturday. Sometimes average is better than the rest of the guys on your team, so they play anyway. But that doesn't mean that you're going to be elite and be a contender in the Big 12 if you're not practicing during the week. Myron and Dalen have missed a ton of live rep practicing, so getting those live reps between now and when we play a week from Saturday and then get into conference and all those things down the road, if they're not practicing, they won't be elite. That goes for anybody. That's why I'm so excited about Trey Smith and the project that Trey Smith's become. One, and I'm big on my faith, Trey Smith trusted the process of God. God's choices and his decisions are better than ours. Okay, his plans are way better than ours. I'm a firm believer in that. You might have the greatest idea of what you're going to do, and God's going to say, nope, ain't going to happen. Like the other night, we're getting ready to practice, and it's lightning and stuff like that, and we have no power in the indoor. And we're 5 minutes away from practicing, canceling practice. And it's like, maybe this is God's way of deciding we need a night off. Not 30 seconds later, God decided we needed to practice football. That's a heck of a deal. So we had a great practice in the indoor. It was a monsoon outside. God's plans are greater than ours. And Trey Smith is going to have the opportunity to train for 6 months like he has. He's healthy. He's violent. He's strong. He's powerful. So I think the Trey Smiths of the world, get Myron back into full-speed practice. Get Dalen back into full-speed practice. Get Tristan Bounds back into full-speed practice. Tristan Bounds is taking fall camp. But from the end of spring, Tristan Bounds didn't practice in spring ball. You missed those opportunities. So he was a little rusty at the beginning of camp. He's now getting back into his stride of where he was at the end of last season. It's the only sport in the world that you practice more than you play. Baseball, you go out and take batting practice, but you play 162 games. Basketball, they play 80 games in the NFL. We play 35 games, 38 games if you're really good in college. In football, you practice 43 weeks of the year for 12 guaranteed opportunities, trying to earn the 13, 14, 15, 16. 20 hours a week during the season, 8 hours a week in the off season, unlimited time during fall camp. All for 60 minutes, 12 times. I mean, the dedication that these kids put into this, the time that they put into this for 12 tiny opportunities, that's why when they waste an opportunity to go out there and practice, that makes no sense. Like, you get only 12 of these. Like, it's the greatest sport in the world because you can go freaking do the things that they do on a football field and not get arrested. Where else can you do that? I mean, it's unbelievable how fun this game is to be violent. And you know what? We have unbelievable kids when they're outside of those white lines. Noah's a savage now. Noah is, I mean, I heard him yesterday, and I think this is one of the things. He's a shepherd boy. He is put in God's plans. He is a savage on the football field. He's one of the nicest human beings I've ever been around. He showed up for my daughter's birthday at Doughbirds with balloons and flowers, and we didn't tell him it was her birthday. That's who Noah Fafita is. He's unbelievable. And we've got a bunch of kids on our football team that are like that. I mean, it's fantastic. So, is that the last question?
It is.
As we get out here, okay, what Desiree has done in the facility buildup in our athletic department in Casino del Sol Stadium, the sound system is unbelievable, okay? The Pride of Arizona, their band camp, I mean, that thing ended on Friday night. They go 14 hours a day. 14 hours a day for their fall camp. We don't go 14 hours a day. 14 hours a day. That's how committed they are to create the environment in Casino del Sol Stadium. So give a shout out to the Pride of Arizona. They are badasses now. To stand out there in 110-degree weather and that, I mean, that's more dedication than a lot of our athletes on this campus have. We're back in school. We're back in session. The freshman orientation, there are 6,000 freshmen the other day. So the Zona Zoo should be freaking violent and packed and make it miserable for NAU. The rest of Casino del Sol Stadium, if you're on our sideline, when we stab a ball and get a turnover, celebrate with them, it's going to be a whole lot of fun. The new suite area that they have right here, unbelievable. We're a year away from the video boards and the video ribbon, unbelievable. I mean, the commitment they've made to make this a Big 12 champion, and you have to act like a champion before you're a champion. The effort that they've made, come on out and appreciate it, Tucson. Come on out, 520. Let's make this place the hardest place in the Big 12 to play. And there's some challenges there. Provo's going to be hard as hell. West Virginia at night, Lubbock at night, going to be hard as heck to play. Kansas State, we've been there. The place is different. McHale, that place is different. Casino del Sol Stadium, we've got a damn good football team. Let's make this place different because Brent Brennan has done a phenomenal job, and we've got a great staff. But the best part is the magic is the kids. Coaches don't win games, players do. So come and celebrate the players. Come and make this place and have fun because winning is fun. And I promise you, if you spend your hard money and come and we win, it'll be worth it. And if we can win them all, and Noah's in New York in December, make it happen. You have a big part of that, Tucson, because all the kids that we're recruiting, they see that, and they want to be a part of it. So I can't wait. Team 123 is 10 days away from playing a football game. This is fantastic. I really appreciate y'all being here and all that you do. Keep writing your stories. They're fantastic. I read them all the time. I think they're great. Even when they're not, I think they're great because it drives me to be even better. I mean, people tell us all, I mean, I keep hearing like the Phoenix Wildcat podcast, Damon Dog and Kev. Fantastic. They do a great job. I think Coach Brennan was on with Sheeran and Mike Luke the other day. I keep hearing that the defense is going to take a step back. Keep saying that nonsense. Keep saying it because that stuff drives me crazy. It makes me want to prove everybody wrong. Just like last year. When I got hired in March or in January 25, everyone's like, oh, great, here we go again. Well, guess what? We're coming, and I cannot wait. So keep writing them. Bear down.